Okay, here's my audience. All right, ready? I'm Elena Roman. I'm going to be giving a persuasive speech about why we should stop texting and driving. Have you ever been driving down the highway, enjoying your day, only to look over and see someone in the next car texting and driving? Have you ever been the passenger in the car where the driver is texting and driving? Have you ever personally been texting and driving? Unfortunately, my answer to all three of these would be yes, as I'm sure many of your answers would be. While many things have been done over the years to try and reduce texting and driving, it's easy to see how it is still causing problems in our everyday lives. If you are someone who thinks that it is harmless, I genuinely hope to change your mind. And if you are someone who thinks that you can do it every once in a while without any repercussions, I genuinely hope to change your mind. I want to share with you why putting an end to texting and driving would be worth it. So first off, I want to share some alarming statistics with you. At least I thought they were alarming when I first looked them up. So based on a report from 2012, 18% of fatal crashes were caused by distracted driving, which resulted in 3,328 deaths and 421,000 people wounded. 40% of American teens have been in a car with a driver who is using their cell phone in a distracting way. 49% of adults admit to texting and driving, even though 98% of these adults know that it's an unsafe practice. Also, 9 Americans are killed every single day because of distracted driving. In 2013, 341,000 crashes involved texting. And you know, oftentimes when you hear about these accidents, people try to justify it. They say, well, it was important, or it only takes a second to look down at my phone. It's for work, or I only do it when I stop at stop signs, etc., etc., etc. However, the truth is, when you are texting and driving, you are 4 times more likely to get in an accident when using a cell phone. So even that quick text message that they say the minimum amount of time that a quick text message could take would be 5 seconds. So think about it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Now that was a pretty long time looking down, not looking at the road. And they say that the safe number of seconds that you can take your eyes off the road is only 2 seconds. So a short text message being 5 seconds, that's 3 seconds too long that you're taking your eyes off the road. Additionally, teens who text and drive spend 10% of their driving time outside of their lane. Now, how scary is that? Also, how are you able to avoid accidents when you're taking your eyes off the road that much? I mean, even if you're not the one causing it, when you're taking your eyes off the road that much, you can't avoid any accidents. While there have been many options to try and reduce texting and driving over the years, we just kind of have to decide which ones are worth the risk. One option that they've come up with is Bluetooth. So many people use either headsets, or even the newer cars have these wireless ones that you can answer the phone or text through the speakers in the car. Also, they have voice-to-text apps. So these ones are, you're just talking into your phone and it's texting for you, which I've used on occasion. Additionally, there's apps to prevent teens from texting and driving at all, which many parents use on their children's cell phones. While these options are certainly safer than texting and driving, they do still pose some risks. So simply, it's safer to not text and drive at all. Now I want to take a second to talk about some real life scenarios, ways that it affects us in our everyday life. So one would be bicycles on the side of the road. Whether they're on the road or in bike lanes or on the shoulder of the road, I know personally it scares the heck out of me when I drive past them, because you can be coming up a mile behind them and you can't even see them. So for someone to be texting and driving, it's a really dangerous road for bicycle riders or even motorcycle riders when you're texting and driving. But another one that's personally happened to me was in Iowa City. So not too long ago, I was in Iowa City and I was stopped at a stoplight. It was red. And I was just looking at the cars around me, kind of taking in the day. It was a nice day out, and I looked to the left of me, and there's an ambulance. And I don't know why it caught my eye, but I kept paying attention to it for whatever reason. And shortly after that, I noticed that the young woman driving picked up her phone and started looking at it. And at first I thought, oh, maybe she's just going to glance at it, because how many of us actually do that, quite often. But as I kept watching her, she was scrolling through, like she was scrolling through Facebook or some other site like that. So I was immediately appalled, obviously. And so I thought for sure the young man next to her would say something or tell her to put it away. But sure enough, he picks up his phone and he starts scrolling through. And even though they were at a stoplight and they obviously didn't have any patients on board, all I could think about the entire time is this somebody that I want driving my loved ones around? Is this somebody that I want to come to me in a time of need when I need to go to the hospital for whatever reason? Because the answer is no, I absolutely don't want them driving me around. And so, then you think about, is that the type of vehicle that you want to get in an accident with? Think if they were actually driving and texting while they were driving a big ambulance rig, do you really want to get in an accident with that big of a vehicle? So in conclusion, while texting and driving isn't a new topic, it's definitely one that many people choose to ignore. Even though they know that it's unsafe, even though they know that it causes death and wounded people, although there have been options and technology advances to try and reduce the risk of texting and driving, the danger is still associated with it, and it still happens, even though we know that it's unsafe. So today, I challenge you. Put the phone down. Wait until you reach your destination to respond. Don't answer that phone call from your mom, because is it really that important that you need to answer right then? Even if you save one life by doing this, it would be worth it. And who knows? Maybe that one life will be your own. All right, here's my audience again.